Sydney is into everything animals, horseback riding, taking care of chickens, like everything to do with animals. She's been animal crazy since she was little.
Sydney used to compete in equestrian events and more specifically horse jumping, and the higher, the faster, the better.
Jumpers is number 87, Sydney Gill.
You know, like millions of parents before me, there's no greater pleasure than watching your child do something that they do very well, and it's very satisfying for us.
When Sydney was 9, I think she was about 9, she started having intermittent pain, like it would come and go down her right arm. But when the pain was there, it was severe, like so severe we went to the hospital a couple of times, to the emergency department, because it was so bad. When they're testing your nerves, they have a test whereby they actually put electrodes into your, like needles into your hand and your arm, and then they send electricity through there to see how your nerves respond. And it was terrible to watch her go through that. It was awful. It's like one day our lives were going to horse shows and coordinating all of that, and then all of a sudden our lives completely flipped into going to doctor's appointments, going to specialists, and trying to get answers. And we didn't know anything about neurogenic thoracic outlet syndrome at the time. And I said to David, well, maybe we need to go down to see this guy in the States.
The rest of Sydney's life and livelihood and the joy that we want her to experience over the course of her life was hanging in the balance.
So I first met Dr. Donahue when we went down to do some imaging and talk to him to see if there were any possibilities, because we were told that there was no more treatment options. So we went down to go talk to him, and he was absolutely lovely. He took so much time with us, and he was very kind and didn't push us too fast, and explained everything very thoroughly and showed us all the imaging and where the issues were and things like that, and how he would address those. And I was really impressed by his bedside manner in general, because he was just so kind, and you know, it's very hard to find that in a doctor.
My name's Dr. Dean Donahue. I'm a thoracic surgeon here at Mass General. I've been here now since 1987, between my training and being on the staff. I specialize in treating a condition called thoracic outlet syndrome, or TOS for short. And we've developed a specialized program that focuses on treating patients with that condition.
We were cautiously optimistic, I think, in going down to Boston for the first time in December of 2018 for an initial consultation, and some special imagery that was taken that certainly did confirm the continued presence of those structures.
He was, during his first examination, he was, I think it was on this side, he pressed right here, just really gently, and Sydney just recoiled. And he says, oh, of course that hurt so much. Sorry that I had to do it, right? Your rib is broken in the back. And it was just like, it was like just this moment of feeling like, maybe there's hope. Maybe this person can help us.
She was really in a lot of pain, to the point where she needed a wheelchair just to get around. And she was on fairly high dose pain medication, which really just speaks to how severe things were for her.
In some ways, this is a really tough part of the story, because Sydney's surgery was very long and complicated. It was 7.5 hours. I remember Dr. Donahue sitting down with us afterwards. So he's just done surgery for 7.5 hours, and he sits down with us, and he said it was a really difficult surgery, and it's going to take her a really long time to recover.
Sydney's first surgery on the right side was very complex, and she went into it in really tough shape in terms of her pain, and so it was predictable that this would be a long and difficult recovery, which it was.
Truly, right around the 18-month mark, she started to get incrementally better, and so he was exactly right to warn us about that. And so that would have been October of 2020. She started to get a little bit better, and then she started to get a little bit better, and then she started to get a little bit better.
Sydney began to participate in her own life more and more. And I think that reinforced with her that that surgery in Boston was the right thing to do.
And it's truly been transformative. Like it's remarkable.
I was able to graduate high school, and that was very, very important to me because I hold studies very close to my heart, and I think that really important. So it bothered me that I hadn't finished yet, and I don't think without Dr. Donahue I would have been able to finish high school and look forward to doing post-secondary after my next surgery.
We know the folks at Mass General are so incredible. Like they have a team that look after all of the out-of-country patients, and they treat you, it's like a concierge service actually. They treat you really, really well.
What makes Mass General special is the institutional pride that I think everybody feels. I mean, everybody that works here, I think feels like they work at the best hospital in the world. And I mean, I look around me and I see my colleagues and I see, you know, the people who work here, and I just see greatness, and it kind of inspires me to try to measure up and to kind of hold myself to the ideals, to the people who taught me, who I thought were giants.
A doctor is not just a doctor, that you have to trust them to do such a delicate procedure. And Dr. Donahue convinced me, and I put my trust in him, and I'm very happy that I did.
Having her come in today with walking in with Trooper and her family, and clearly doing so much better than she was just really gratifying. One of my favorite quotes, and I think it's from Teddy Roosevelt, is, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care."